Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Dan from the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling Channel, and I am here with you today to talk all things SmackDown. That's right, guys. I am here to lay the SmackDown on the SmackDown after WrestleMania Backlash. So, what happened on this episode of SmackDown? Well, obviously, we knew at the very start of things that we were getting a huge Intercontinental Championship fatal four-way match between Apollo, Big E, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. So the show essentially started out with Sonya Deville coming out to the ring, and she did what was essentially called a Parade of Champions. That's what it was called. Parade of Champions, where she got all of the champions from SmackDown out on the ramp, except for Roman Reigns, who did his own separate thing a little bit later on in the evening. She also gave the big announcement that was actually broken this week, and that is that WWE will be returning live. That's right, guys. SmackDown on the 16th of July will take place from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. That will then be followed up by the Money in the Bank pay-per-view at the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas, and then followed by Raw from the American Airlines Center in Dallas. I, for one, am excited to be watching this product again with fans. Yes, the Thunderdome has been brilliant. You know, they've done so well with, obviously, what they've had, but it just doesn't beat the live atmosphere of, obviously, having fans in attendance. You know, you can get that organic reaction then from the fans of, you know, not being told who to kind of cheer and boo for. The crowd will make their own minds up. You know, I know myself, having been at WWE and wrestling shows in general, you know, you get somebody who comes out and they're perceived to be a good guy. You can't stand them, so you boo them. You know, sometimes, yeah, you may be out there on your own booing that person, but, you know, they say, oh, you pay your ticket. You know, you buy a ticket, you have basically the freedom to boo and cheer who you want, obviously within reason, guys. You know, don't obviously be abusing people, like abusing the wrestlers. But yeah, boo and cheer for who you want. It's going to be amazing when they do come back. That first pop on SmackDown, obviously we saw it at WrestleMania, but the first big pop. I mean, we've not heard how big the attendance is going to be. Is it going to be a full show? Is it going to be like limited capacity? We're not too sure at the moment. But all we do know is that one of the stars of the Thunderdome era, Bayley, basically she came out after this championship parade and got in the ring and essentially said that she was SmackDown champion for 380 days and was a double champion throughout this period. And yeah, obviously she was of the impression that, you know, she should be getting another shot at Bianca because Bianca essentially, she reckons, cheated to obviously retain the championship at Backlash. Bianca then came down to the ring to confront Bayley. She was then attacked by Bayley. And who else should slide in the ring to attack her but Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler? This obviously led then to Natalya and Tamina coming down to the ring to help. Led to a 6-woman tag team match, which featured Bayley teaming with the former champions to take on the current champions. So Bianca, Natty, and Tamina. So it's going to be interesting, I guess, to see where this leads, because obviously this match ended with Shayna Baszler actually tapping out Natalya with the Kirifuda clutch. So Are we going to see now a bold prediction for Hell in a Cell? Possibly. Obviously, we know now that is the next pay-per-view coming up in June, the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. We now know. So my bold prediction for that is that there is going to be a 6-woman tag match, which will feature Bayley teaming with Nia and Shayna to take on Natalya, Tamina, and Bianca Belair in essentially a winner-takes-all match. Obviously, we could even see the same scene at the end of that with all 3 women from the non-champion side on this episode standing tall. But yeah, I guess, if it's I think if it is going to be one of these where it's going to be for all the gold, I think it would be a very good concept that they could do in that scenario. But yeah, as I say, they're doing it at Hell in a Cell. If they do this at Hell in a Cell, then obviously they've not got to really worry about the crowd reaction again. So just going to quickly throw over to the comments. Hopefully fans will be more respectful when they return to shows. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, people will cheer and boo for who they want. But at the end of the day, you just want them to be respectful, you don't want people to just be shouting out, "You suck," for no reason, Shout "You suck" at a heel if that's their gimmick, like Kurt Angle. But yeah, just be a bit respectful, guys. Be good. To be fair, as they rarely do this sort of stuff, I'm going to assume that you are referring there to the 6-woman tag idea. But yeah, so essentially that was what happened there. And then later in the show, we had Roman Reigns doing his own champion. What's it called? The champion celebration thing, champion parade. There we go, champion parade. Roman Reigns did his own one, obviously, because he is the tribal chief. So yeah, he came out with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman. Heyman was basically listing off a load of different things that Roman had done, and he was then interrupted by Cesaro, complete with sling on his arm. And Cesaro essentially said that he wanted to take on Roman Reigns at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But before Roman could get the chance to answer, who should come out but Seth freaking Rollins? Seth obviously coming out to make, make the save, but to come out and actually attack Cesaro. Ended with him giving him a vicious looking stomp, which was on the ramp. And then as they were finishing up backstage, they were taking Cesaro away on a stretcher. Seth grabbed him by the neck and essentially was shouting at him, "When are you going to learn?" So, yes, just, I guess, going to be interesting to see where exactly they go from there, really, with that. Could they maybe be leading to another match between the two inside the cell, possibly? Let's have a look here. On fans being respectful, it's not just a chance. It's to being off your phone and enjoying the show more than just sat there looking at Twitter. So a very an interesting thing here actually with that was so I was watching so for all of our fans that are not watching this in the UK, I was watching Match of the Day, which is the show that we watch when we're watching the highlights of the Premier League football matches. And now this Premier League soccer games to our international viewers that don't call it football, but so I remember I was watching that, and you had obviously the fans back for the first time in months and months and months. And there was one game, I think it was a Southampton game, and there was a photo of people, and they're literally just sitting there looking at their phones. It's like, you've waited all this time to go to a show. The entire show, you've waited all this time, to go to a match. You've got tickets probably over a bunch of other people that have been waiting to go to these games, and you're sitting there looking at your phone the whole time. I guess, to me, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've been guilty of it myself a couple of times. I've sat there at shows and I've taken photos and and whatnot. But you know, if it's the first thing back, you want to just be there and just soak in the atmosphere, just soak it in, and you know, live in the moment, sort of thing. But yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's like, you know, the thing is as well, if you're sitting there and you're looking at social media, especially like you're looking at Twitter throughout a live show, what are people going to be tweeting about? That live show that you're at in person. So yeah, that's kind of pointless, really. But yeah, getting back on track, going back to the Cesaro thing, guessing it will be Cesaro versus Rollins at Hell in a Cell. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's going to be a bit better than the last time we saw Seth Rollins, I guess, inside the Hell in a Cell structure, which, if I'm right, was the awful match against the Fiend. But yeah, you know, it'll be interesting to see where they go with this one. And talking of being interesting in where something's going to go, what is going on with this whole Shinsuke Nakamura and Baron Corbin thing? Because so Nakamura obviously stole his crown last week. This week we had the SmackDown debut of Rick Boogs, who you may recognize. Actually, I'm not sure which pay-per-view it was now, but he was the Old Spice guy who defeated R-Truth for the 24/7 championship a while back. And yeah, so he essentially came out with Nakamura, played him out to the ring, and he essentially caused the distraction to finish this match off, basically. So Corbin went for the end of days, and then he would essentially start strumming on the guitar. Not strumming on the guitar. What was he doing on it? The word's gone completely out of my head. Shredded. That was it. Yeah, started shredding on the guitar. And that is what caused the distraction finish. And Nakamura got the victory over Corbin. Kept the crown, obviously. But yeah, are we leading to King of the Ring? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's see, what else have we got in the comments? I think they're going to have to give Reigns Hell in a Cell off, as honestly there isn't anyone for him to face. If I'm honest, the only thing I can see them doing is Roman versus Jimmy Uso, maybe. Maybe like some kind of stipulation thing where if Roman wins, he kind of has to fall in line. Kind of what they were doing with Jay a while back. But I mean, that's probably the only way they can go. I mean, yeah, give him. The thing is, it's hard to give him time. It's hard to give him the pay-per-view off at the moment because he's probably the biggest draw that they have. And yeah, it's just this really, really strange. That I think as much as they'd want to, I don't think they can at the moment because essentially I think he's the one that's really selling the pay-per-views for them at the moment. Obviously, for people that still actually buy them and don't use the network, which, yeah, I'm surprised that you wouldn't, really. So, next week, we have a huge tag team championship match set. That be the Usos teaming for the first time in over 14 months to take on the Street Profits. Now, Jimmy was in Sonya Deville's office and essentially was talking to her and saying that he wanted this match. Jay obviously didn't really know what was going on. Later on in the night, he just found out from Jimmy. He's like, mate, you didn't ask me, really. He's like, I still need to go and tell Roman. And then later on in the night, back in Roman's locker room, Jay essentially did say to Roman, "Oh, we've got a tag match with the Street Profits next week." And Roman just looked at him and was like, "You and me, that's the only we around here." Essentially saying, Jimmy has not fallen in line. What on earth are you doing? Teaming with your brother. What are we going to do? I mean, interestingly as well, the Mysterios have welcomed all challengers. You know, I would be really down for an Usos versus Mysterios match. Just quickly flinging back over to the King of the Ring potential thing we've got here. Corbin's been king for 2 years. About time. Interesting that, as seems, you always get the king gimmick after winning now. Works for some, but not others. Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think they're just overdoing it now. It's like, oh, you won King of the Ring, you have to walk around with a crown the whole time. You have to have this king gimmick. It's like, you don't. But it seems like they don't really see it that way. Don't really see it that way, I guess. So yeah. So the main event of the evening was the fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. Please try not to laugh at Sami Zayn's face in this, but it was Big E versus Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens versus Intercontinental Champion Apollo Crews. This match was great. I loved this match. Now, to get to the end of the match, so Big E had the match won. He hit the big ending on Apollo, and obviously, what would you know? Commander Aziz pulling him out of the ring. But that's not where this ended, because as Big E, essentially, as he got pulled out the ring, he pushed Commander Aziz into the ring post, got back in the ring. As he got back in the ring, the lights started, the screen started all going off. I'm thinking, oh my days, is The Fiend going to be on SmackDown? No. The lights went out. When they came back on, they came on super bright. And you just see this figure, just like a hooded figure. And then you see the face of the person. It's Aleister Black. That's right, guys. Live and in person, Aleister Black. He then nailed Big E with the Black Mass, allowing Apollo to get the 1, 2, 3, and still your Intercontinental Champion, Apollo Crews. So this Aleister Black, character, he come back. He's got 2 different coloured contacts in now, rocking the old Kane look from years ago. Really, yeah, I kind of like it. I think it was good that he's coming in, and whether he's seemingly just going after Big E or whether he's throwing himself into the IC title picture, I kind of like that direction for him. At least it's showing that they've got something for him. Let's just hope that it's not going to be like a 1-week thing where I'm just going to kick Big E in the head and then bang, that's it. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we do get something for him. And I'd love to see somewhere down the line Aleister Black challenging for that Intercontinental title. I think he is one of those talents that has been hugely underutilized on the main roster. Just hopefully doesn't go back into the cupboard filming his promos, essentially. And talking of that, he'll be back to vignettes in a few weeks' time, or doing promos from a darkroom. Yeah, we can only, I mean, let's just hope they give him a chance to actually show what he can do on the main roster. Like when he came up with Ricochet, he was brilliant. But I mean, that, and as I said, down in NXT, he was great down there, great NXT champion. But he's got one of these finishing moves where he can get in there with anyone. You get hit with that Black Mass, bang, that's it, you're out for the count. And who's to say we can't see potentially down the line Aleister Black and Roman Reigns? But yeah, let's just quickly throw over to one more comment. It seems like we're getting a good tag division back now on SmackDown with the Usos, the Mysterios, the Street Profits, the Dirty Dogs, the Alpha Academy. Will be good matches until they split teams again anyway. Yeah, that's the only thing, I guess. you know, with that tag division. The thing is, you can stack a division as much as you want. Like, you could go out there, you could put 50 names in a division or 50 teams in a tag division, but it all depends on exactly what they're going to do with it. You know, I've long been a supporter of just having the one tag team division going across both shows. You know, I think it seems like it's somewhat working for the women because, you know, the women's tag champions, yes, they're on both shows, but I think if you had one set of floating tag titles going across both shows, you know, you think you go on to Raw, you've got the New Day there, you've got RK Bro, obviously AJ and Omos. You know, that's three. Just throwing that out there. Elias and Jackson Riker, I guess. The Viking Raiders, Mason T-Bar. So I mean, you know, they've got a few decent teams out there. There are a few decent tag teams, but yeah, I just think you know, one set of belts would be better. They can't do now because of having the brand in the title names, but agree they could do better with one. Just call them the WWE World Tag Team Championships again. That's, you know, it's like I noticed on the pay-per-views when they flash up the little title graphics, a lot of the time there it's they've actually said on it the SmackDown Universal Championships. But yeah. Yeah, so I think unless we've got any other comments, I think that's pretty much about everything from me today. But yeah, don't forget though, obviously we are still on the road away from WrestleMania Backlash. Don't forget, if you haven't already, go back and check out our recap and review of WrestleMania Backlash, where I'm joined by Scott, Rob, and Lucas, and we go through all of the big talking points from the show. We also, speaking of Lucas, he also did a rapid review of the show as well. So if you don't necessarily want to sit through a long video, although we would encourage it, you know, you can go and have a look at that. And we are also back out doing live in-person interviews. That's right, guys. We recently sent Scott down to talk to NXT UK talents, Rampage Brown, and NXT UK Women's Champion Kaylee Ray. There's going to be some more coming up soon. You know, we're thankful that we're able to get out and do these interviews soon. Don't forget, we are now on the road to Hell in a Cell, and on Raw is the next one. I will be back 5 p.m. on Tuesday with the Monday Night Raw review. We have so far announced for Raw, there is Riddle versus Xavier Woods. And also, I believe there is talk that there's going to be a Women's Tag Team Championship match on Raw as well, but that's not yet been announced. And that, as I say, will be live. We will be live here with that for you on Tuesday at 5 p.m. British time. So that is everything from me today, guys. Don't forget, if you like what you're seeing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on Twitter, on YouTube, sorry. You can follow us all on Twitter, the whole of the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling gang at RN Pro Wrestling on Twitter. You can follow me at Dan_RebNoise. For me, that's everything, guys. Take care. We will see you very soon. See you Monday for Raw. See you Tuesday, for Raw. Take care. Bye for now.